Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you so much for coming back if you've been here before. So today I want to do a pick a card reading for your next date. So in my mind, this is actually meant for people that are going on a date for the first time with someone. So like your first date with someone, but it can apply to you on your just the next date you go with someone who you've already been seeing. So check it out, take it as it resonates. But we are going to be looking at who this person is, who you are. We're going to be looking at what the date will be, activity-wise, what's going to happen in this date. And we're going to be looking at the feelings that come up during the date and any advice Spirit has for you in regards to this date. So this is for you if you already have a date planned or if you are just inquiring about a future date with someone that you may have not even met yet. So as a reminder, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. Just take this, again, take it with a grain of salt and take what resonates. We have 3 piles today. I always suggest pausing the video if you need to ground center yourself. Ask yourself, angels, guides, higher self, which pile has a message for you. And we have 3 piles, and pile number 1 is Persephone and Hades. Pile number 2 is Gomez and Morticia, and pile number 3 is Hades and Megara, or Meg. So let's jump right in. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you chose the sticker with Persephone and Hades. We're going to try to get that to stand. Kind of, let's let it lean that way because I don't think I'm going to be able to get that to stand. So it's a general reading. Keep that in mind. We are going to be looking at the personalities of both people that will be going on this date. As I said in the introduction, this is for people that have a date planned, or even if you don't and you want to know what your next date will be like, this applies to you. We are going to take a look at what the activity will be. We're going to take a look at the physical appearance of the person as well as personality. And we are going to take a look at what the feelings will be during this date and any advice Spirit has for you in regards to this date. So as we get started, if you don't identify here and you don't identify here, this reading is probably not for you. So you can choose a different pile or you can just pick a completely different reading. There are many wonderful readers on YouTube. So person number 1, we have the gorilla. Take the time to listen compassionately to those you love, especially your family members. So this person, just from the jump, this could be someone who's very much family oriented. And then we have the box. So we have the box and the gorilla representing person number 1. And for person number 2, we have Wolverine. You are a lot tougher than you think. And we have the stone. Very interesting. Very interesting couple of people here coming together. So I want to talk first about my box gorilla person. So with the gorilla there, again, that sense of this is someone who is very much into family. Very family oriented, very protective over family, very compassionate. I do feel whoever this is representing is someone who is able to listen and truly listen, right? Because a lot of people can hear what we're saying, but they can't really listen to us. They can't really take in what we are trying to communicate. My gorilla box person, it feels like this is someone who is very, very good at listening, understanding. This is someone who has a lot of empathy for people. This is also someone who has, a bit of a tight circle, because I do feel in order to be in this person's circle, you have to make it in. This is not someone that has a lot of close friends. I do feel this person has a lot of acquaintances, but I don't feel this person has a lot of close friends. And with the box there, this is someone who likes structure. This feels like this is going to be, because we have the box and gorilla, and we have Wolverine and stone. This feels like this is going to be more of a traditional date, and we'll see what comes up with the rest of the cards, but it feels like it's going to be more of a traditional date, maybe dinner, movie. This could be someone who's definitely going to open the door for you. This is going to be someone who is probably very caring, right? And I'm saying that no matter who my viewer is and who the person they're going on a date is, because that's what I'm getting for both people here. So this is someone who's very logical with the box. They kind of like to keep things in order. This is someone who they like things that are predictable, and they like things that they like ritual and routine. Because the box is all about the rules, right? The normal structure. It's about logic. This is someone who can be a little bit rigid at times. I have to be honest, and I have to say that because I do get that sense with the box there. Because it's someone who they may not like to step out of the box every so often. They kind of like their safe space. They like things their way. They like things to be predictable. So again, it feels like in order for someone to get into this person's circle, it takes quite a bit of effort in order for that to happen, because they like to keep things predictable and they like to feel safe is what I'm getting. So let's talk about the person here with the stone and the Wolverine. And the Wolverine with "you're a lot tougher than you think." This is also someone who comes across as very compassionate. I feel that while this person is more extroverted, this person is going to be more introverted. It's kind of a yin and yang here. With the Wolverine as well, I do feel that it takes my Wolverine stone person a little bit to come out of their shell, so they may not open up right away. And I will be honest, I feel some of my viewers are actually, it feels like it's going to be split. I feel like half of my viewers are going to be here and half of my viewers are going to be here. I'm actually being corrected. I'm hearing a lot of my viewers are going to be the stone Wolverine person. And it takes a little bit for this person to open up, because there's a sense of, I don't necessarily want to get hurt. There's a sense of someone who has been hurt in the past, and it could be that my stone Wolverine person has not been on a date in quite a bit of time. This feels like this may be the first date in a while. And both of these people are very grounded and very steadfast. Both of these people know what they want out of a relationship or out of a date going into this. These are two people that can absolutely commit and are ready for commitment. I do feel that very strongly. So depending on how the date goes, it's quite possible that this could lead to more. And this is, both of these people kind of have an anchoring sense to them, kind of a very grounded approach, steadfast approach to them. My stone Wolverine person is very, very loyal. There's a lot of loyalty here. And I feel that that's true for the box gorilla person, but this person, it takes them a little bit more to get to that point where I think my Wolverine stone person is kind of just very loyal. Like, they can meet you and it doesn't take them as long to allow you in, if you will, even though at this time it does feel like they're kind of in an overprotective self-protection mode. They are a little softer than what they appear to be, especially compared to this gorilla box person. So let's take a look at the date. So I picked 3 cards for the actual date. 4 of Swords. Yeah, I'm actually going to put that in the center. High Priestess. And King of Pentacles. What did I say? Very grounded energy for both. So the date itself, it feels like both of these people are going to be coming out of their shell. I really do feel, I really got this for the stone Wolverine person, but I feel like both of these people on this date have not been on a date in a very long time. They've been doing self-care. They've been working on themselves. They've been trying to connect to themselves and do some healing work. For both of these people, there's almost a little bit of nerves going into this. There's a sense of self-protection, and there's a sense of, I don't want to get hurt. I'm putting myself out there, but I don't necessarily want to get hurt. Both of you, this date is being guided by spirits with this high priestess here. It's almost like both people intuitively are receiving messages about putting themselves out there again. And this feels divinely guided to a certain extent. Like, this was definitely divinely guided, where if you meet this person online, it's possible that you were getting kind of this sense of, maybe I should try online dating again. Or if you met them in person somewhere, there was this sense of, it was like you were guided there. You were led there by spirit. For many of you, you've been trying to manifest someone, but again, it feels like both of these people have not been actively dating in a while. With the King of Pentacles, there's a sense of, again, I know what I'm looking for, and this is for both people involved. I know what I'm looking for, I know what I want, I know what I deserve, and I'm not willing to accept less than that. But the wolf there, again, that self-protection. So it's going to be interesting to see what the advice is, because I do feel a lot of self-protection for this pile, and it's coming from both sides. I actually forgot to do this, but I want to pick some cards for physical appearance. Let's do it that way. And let's turn it. So what is this person going to look like for my pile number ones? I shuffle weird, I know. There we go. Muscular build. So for some of you, this is someone who's going to be muscular. Now remember, there's a lot of different people watching, so it's going to be different cards for different people, and they may not all go together. So we have muscular build for some of you, beard, hazel eyes, very beautiful eyes. Dyed hair. I feel like some of my viewers have dyed hair. It could be that lavender purple hair. Long nose. And bald. Okay, for many of you watching, you are looking to date a masculine. For many of you. Not all of you, many of you. We have beard, muscular build, dyed hair, long nose, and bald. So take that as it resonates. A lot of different people watching, so again, take it as it resonates. Let's take a look at what the feelings are going to be in on this date. Temperance, yeah. Two of Cups, I love it. Pile number one, this is cute. Eight of Wands. 10 of Swords, yep. 5 of Pentacles. Okay, let's talk about this. So my pile number ones. I feel that a lot of you going into this date will be in that 10 of Swords. It's that energy of, I want to date. I am ready to receive what I want. But at the same time, I've been hurt. Some of you have been burned in the past. Some of you, because we have this here, and we see a bride, and we see the divorce certificate, some of you have gone through a divorce, or you have ended a long-term relationship, and you have not been on a date since that ending happened. And you're coming into this date with reservations. It could be that this was their situation as well. One or both people. And both of you are coming into this date with a little bit of reservation, which is completely normal, right? It's not easy to go into a date, especially after you've been hurt and after it's been a while that you've been off the market. But during this date, and I feel like this is kind of talking about, it's going in on this direction. During this date with this Eight of Wands, there's almost a sense of clicking. Things are going to click into place. You are going to feel comfortable around this person. You are going to feel like you can be yourself. There's almost a sense of adventure. So it'll be interesting to see what the date is going to be like itself. Because we've kind of had information as to going into it. and what's been happening before it, but I still haven't seen much as to what's happening during the date. But there's a sense of adventure here. And this could even be the adventure of you opening up to this experience. And there is a connection. For some of you, there's almost a spark, a connection of, I do want to see this person again. I do want to connect with this person again. I do feel for both of you, there will be a sense of early on this date, I want to see this person again. I definitely, at the very least, I want to see this person again for a second date. And there's a sense of almost blending in together where things are easy, things are flowing, you're connecting. For some of you, you could be going to take a cooking class. For others of you, maybe getting coffee, tea. For others of you, maybe going out into nature for like a walk, a hike. It feels very casual for me for this pile. Take a look at what we have. This is advice going into the date. King of Cups. King of Wands. Yeah. This is saying for my pile number ones, and this advice is for my viewer, make sure that you connect to your confidence. Know what you bring to the table. This is also saying if you're going to get cold feet, it's okay to go on this date. I feel for a lot of my pile number ones, you've dated the Knight of Wands, meaning someone who is flaky, Knight of Wands and Knight of Cups is who you've dated. This person coming in, regardless of their gender, is going to be a King of Cups, King of Wands types. They're going to be more mature than the person that you've usually dated, the person that you are usually attracted to. If you have doubts going into this date, this is confirmation that you can relax and go on the date. Because you've dated people that were flaky or people that were in love with love, but not quite in it for the long run. And this is going to be someone a little bit different than that. This is going to be someone more mature than that. And I do think that they're going to be, they're very steadfast, and that's true for both people in this connection. For both people, whether you identify here or here, there's a sense of responsibility and there's a sense of someone who can commit. So this is saying go into this with confidence and don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Don't be afraid to show up, because for some of you, there will be some cold feet. There will be a desire to perhaps even cancel. And don't nitpick either. And we know what nitpicking looks like, especially when we're scared to do something and we start to pick at what's bad or wrong. Dance. Yeah, this feels like you could potentially go dancing. Maybe you go out somewhere and have dinner and then you go out dancing. This is also speaking to prior to the date. If you're feeling nervous, perhaps dance it off, shake it off. Music. For some of you, because actually if you look at this Eight of Wands, it almost looks like they're being led, right? Like maybe they're going as she's pulling him or her out to dance. For some of you, perhaps you're going to somewhere to an outdoor festival where there's music and dancing and some food, and it's very casual. It feels like it's going to be outdoors for many of you. There's definitely a potential of this being outdoors. Take a look at what else we have. Flow. The glory of the universe flows through me. Success. I love this. Success fills my life in ways beyond my greatest expectation. And pleasure. My life is deliciously joyous. For some of you, you are definitely going to be having some coffee to start off with. For some of you, you may meet up very casually and you decide, yes, I like this person, and you keep going. Like they may ask you or you may ask them out for like coffee or tea, and you're just like, I like this person. Let's keep this going. Let's keep going. And it kind of expands from there. I'm really getting that. With flow, this is really going to flow easily. There's a sense of comfort to this date. Success, like I said, I feel like early on in the date, there's a sense of, I know I want to see this person again. And pleasure, it's going to be very fun. It's going to be very joyful. I feel for many of you, you will be laughing for the first time in a very long time, which is beautiful. Let's see what we have with these three. Energy. Shadow aspect. And we had that 10 of swords. We'll talk about that in a minute. And physical ailment. So for my pile number ones, your shadow, you've been working on your shadow side. And that 10 of swords, that sense of being stuck, of things not looking so great, some fears there definitely around dating. That's being cleared out, and this is giving you the opportunity to clear that out. For some of you with physical ailments, I feel like you've been taking care of your health, and that's why you haven't been putting yourself out there. You've been taking care of your overall well-being. And with energy, this is someone that you're going to vibe with. It's like they pass the energy check. You feel comfortable around them. They feel comfortable around you. It feels easy. It flows. It's easygoing. It's just, I just feel like it's almost like I've known you for a very long time. And I don't think that's the case for most of you. I think this is someone new, but there's that sense of, I'm so comfortable. I feel like I've known you my whole life. Physical ailments, for some of you, you may go dancing and you may wake up the next day rather tired. Let's take a look at the messages of love and see what we have. Acceptance. Everything happens for a reason. Yeah, especially if you resonate with that message of a long-term relationship or even a marriage ending. Everything happens for a reason. Embrace it. Embrace where you are at now. Boundaries. Firm boundaries are now needed. I feel for many of you in pile one, you've worked on your boundaries. You didn't have great boundaries in prior connections, and you're coming into this with better boundaries. And I think that both of you are very respectful of each other's boundaries. Chemistry, the attraction you feel is mutual. Absolutely. There's a lot of chemistry and a lot of attraction in this pile. I really feel like this is going to be a good date. And I really like that this is how we're kicking off this reading, because I was nervous of what was going to come out because I don't see the cards before you. Abundance. All is mental, blessings, evolving, living in gratitude. You're in alignment, law of attraction. Yes. Positive outcome, proceed. Again, there's almost a sense of some of you are going to doubt this. Some of them can give you flowers during this date, but if you're feeling doubtful, Spirit is saying, yes, it's time to put yourself out there. And yes, this is going to have a good outcome. Let's take a look at what we have with the astrology cards. Uranus, genius. This is going to help you break free from the routine of the types of people you were dating. With 9 here, you're coming to a close of a cycle and you're beginning a new one. And this is going to be completely different than what you are used to. And I think even the type of date is going to be different than what you are used to. Neptune, sacrifice. So we have 9 and 10 consecutive numbers. With Neptune here, intuition again, and we had the High Priestess. Your intuition is very strong about this, and this is being guided. And I think what was sacrificed was the past, the things that had to be released in order for this to come together. Because I do feel like this has potential, right? Because everybody has free will, but there's potential here for something long lasting and something stable. At the very least, I feel a second date. Let's take a look at the deities, angels that are coming up for this pile. Sekhmet with fierceness, destruction, and rebuilding. For many of you, make sure that you dress in a way that makes you feel empowered. You can work with the goddess Sekhmet, and there's a sense of showing up and being fierce, feeling fierce. And there's a rebuilding here because your relationships have undergone so much change, and you have undergone so much change. Horus with clear seeing, intention, and perspective. There's a lot of, this is a very intuitive pile. Because we have Horus and Sekhmet. Egyptian spirituality can be very important for this pile as well. Yeah, and we have Hathor, celebration, rejuvenation, and gratitude. Absolutely. For some of you, you work with the Egyptian deities. You could have had a past life in Egypt, or you're very drawn to that culture. For some of you, the person that you are going on a date with could be Egyptian. Take that as it resonates. But overall, there's a sense of, I forgot to bring my letters out. There's a sense of this is divinely guided, and you can relax into this and kind of go into this and explore it and allow yourself to show up and be vulnerable, but also be fierce and show up knowing what you bring to the table, because my pile number ones, you bring a lot to this table. Let's take a look at, I wasn't going to do the letters, but we'll do some letters. So we have E. I don't know why I got Eric. Oh, I did see the K. If we have an I, we have an Eric here. Erica, Eric. Aaron, Roy for some reason, Kate, meet. Yeah, you're meeting this person. Let's see, what else do we have? I don't know where I got Roy from, but I got Roy, I got Kate, I got Rome. This feels like it could be very romantic. Jet. Things are definitely going to be moving forward. It could be someone with a nickname Jet. Carrie coming in. I don't know why I keep getting the Y's, but I'm kind of putting in the Y's. Terry as well. Ken. All right. If you see anything else, pile number one, let us know in the comment section. Also, let me know what you thought, and that's all I have for you. So if you liked the video, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, that information is in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hi, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you are drawn to Morticia and Gomez. There you go. Hopefully you can see that. So we are going to be looking at your person, your energy. Well, we're going to be looking at the two energies of the people involved in this date. We're going to be looking at what's going to happen on the date, the feelings during the date, any advice from spirit, and what this person may look like. We're going to pick some physical appearance cards for them. As a reminder, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. So the first person, rattlesnake. The experiences that you're presently going through are an initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a healer. And the storm. I like this person. Seems like a very artistic type. Second person, unicorn. Indulge your creative, imaginative, and magical side through some form of artistic expression. We may have two artistic people here. And the underworld. Okay, this is a very interesting date. With the underworld, there's a sense of renewal, rebirth there. So some of you, I don't want to say that, but some of you may already know this person, or it may feel like you know them. So let's start with person number one. So we're going to talk about this person's personality, this person's personality. If you don't see yourself here and you don't see yourself here, this is probably not the reading for you, and that's okay. All right, so let's start with the storm rattlesnake person. My rattlesnake storm person is, I feel this is someone who serves as a mirror. And what I mean by that is this is someone who can trigger people. So this is the type of person that you either love them or you hate them. Like you meet them and you have a reaction to them. We all know someone like that where it's just like, okay, I reacted. I have a reaction to this person. They're definitely a healer, but I'm not getting like the love and light type of healer. I feel like they mirror things back to people and they're not afraid to speak their mind. So this is someone who is going to tell it as it is. And I feel like this is somewhat true for both people. This is someone who's very outgoing, very extroverted. And this is someone who has a lot of artistic, creative energy to them. This person operates from the divine feminine, but I feel that there's a connection here to the dark goddess. And when we talk about dark goddesses, we're talking Kali, Persephone, the Morrigan, just goddesses that are considered more denser energies. And with the storm here, this person kind of has an energy of chaos to them. And I don't mean chaos in a bad way. I don't want anyone to hear that and kind of get scared. It's almost like there's this creative spark to them. They're very unique. They're constantly on the go. They have a lot of new ideas, a lot of creative ideas to explore. Their energy is almost electric. I almost get like if you go and you experience a thunderstorm. That's what this person feels like. It's almost like they themselves are electric. And this is someone who is constantly working on themselves and transforming themselves. This is someone who's constantly seeking information, learning information, growing, expanding, and evolving. Because we have the rattlesnake in the storm, and this is someone who's constantly shedding their skin and growing into someone else. And they're also constantly looking for new experiences. This is someone who's very adventurous. Now let's talk about the unicorn underworld person. So with the unicorn here, this is someone who's also, again, very creative. This feels like two very creative people coming together. And I actually just noticed that. I'm sorry. We have here the storm and the underworld, consecutive cards. Very interesting. So there's a sense of familiarity here. And with the underworld, again, a sense of transformation. A sense of this person is very deep, very brave. This is someone who's not afraid to face their fears. This is not someone who is afraid to speak their mind. Both of these people are very outspoken. Both of these people have very strong energies to them, and both of these people are constantly transforming. We kind of have a couple of daredevils here. Like, this is someone that would probably be like, all right, let's go skydiving. And the other person's like, yeah, let's go. Or let's go to this to the speakeasy bar somewhere. And they're down. They may be into fantasy. For some reason, I'm getting like Marvel, anime, that sort of thing. It's very interesting because you were drawn to Gomez and Morticia, and they are kind of very eccentric. And that's the energy that I'm getting for this. And when I place the stickers, I place them randomly. So I don't look at the cards, I just randomly place them. But it's kind of working out perfectly in this situation. Now, I do think for both of these people here, on their shadow side, they can be very repressed. And I think there's a sense of, on this date, both are at their best. Both have been doing some work. They are showing up and being authentic and being vulnerable. And that's going to help the date progress. There's going to be a lot of deep conversations here. For some reason, I'm getting like substances. Like, there's definitely probably going to be alcohol for many. It could even be more than that. And no judgment here. Take it as it resonates. That's not going to resonate for everyone. But there's a lot of deep conversations, kind of like what's the purpose of life? What do you think the world is? Like, it just feels like it's not going to be surface level, and it's going to be deeper than, typical date questions. Before we do that, let's take a look at physical appearance for this person. And then we'll take a look at the date itself. So physical appearance for pile number 2 person spirit. And I'm shuffling these on camera because I didn't want to limit the options. That was going to be bad. I shuffle very differently. I do know that. Pile number 2. Brown skin for some of you. Remember, there are many different people watching this. So for many different people watching, different looks. So some of them may not make sense. Take what makes sense and what resonates with you. For some of you, this is going to be someone who's plus sized. Blue eyes. slim build. Again, as I was saying, many different people watching. So this could represent both people involved, or different aspects are going to resonate with different people. And freckles. I'm also getting long hair, because I keep looking at Morticia's long hair, and I keep looking at her long hair, and this looks like long hair and long hair there. So I am getting long hair as well. So it's going to be a combination of those. Take the ones that resonate. But let's take a look at the date itself. Page of Pentacles. This feels like it's been slow moving. 7 of Wands, that self-protection energy. 9 of Cups, a wish come true for some of you. Some of you, I don't know why, I saw this Page of Pentacles and I got this sense of this is a long time coming. I don't know if it's because some of you have not been on a date in a while, or you already know who this is and you've been talking to them, and it's kind of a long time coming. Because when I saw the underworld, I also heard you already know them. Some of you already may know this person. This is kind of a second go at something. With the 7 of Wands here, that sense of going into the date with a little bit of self-preservation, with a little bit of self-protection. And I keep getting that sense of you know who this is. Let's take a look at the feelings during the date, because that may give us some clarity. And we'll take a look at the activities for the date, because I don't feel this is giving me much other than leading into the date and going into the date what's happening. Like, I feel like it's taken a while. And there's a sense of self-protection, self-preservation, and there's also a wish being granted here, which makes me think that some of you know who this is. This is like a second go-around for some of you. This could be someone they have a very stormy energy, and you've kind of had a back and forth with for some of you. Death, yeah. Now we have death and the underworld describing one person, and again, that energy of something dying and something being reborn. Pile number, I thought I picked 4 of these. Pile number 2, some of you know who this is. 6, yeah. That's the confirmation. For most of you, this is someone from your past. This is someone that you may have taken a break from. This is someone that maybe, for some of you, this is a divine counterpart twin flame situation, and it's coming back around. Some of you, this is someone from your childhood, from earlier in life. There's definitely a connection. If you don't resonate with that, if there's no one from your past that you want to reconnect with, this could be someone from a past life that's getting a second go around, a second chance. The Star and Knight of Pentacles. So as far as feelings, there's a sense here of romance. There's a sense of things being re-sparked. There's also a sense of faith and optimism, kind of, oh, okay, I'm feeling faith. I'm feeling optimism that this can work out. There's a sense of renewal to this. Again, this, I feel for many of you, you know who this is, and you've already either dated them or you've been talking to them for a while. But there's also a sense of trepidation, of I need to take things a little slow here in order to protect myself. I need to be careful not to get hurt. It's almost like a sense of hope, but at the same time, not trying to put all of your eggs in one basket, or trying to take it slow and see where it goes. For some of you, you've already dated this person, and this is kind of, again, getting a second chance. But it feels like with the nine of Cups and the Star, it feels like this is kind of the universe, the stars have realigned, and it's coming back together to give it another chance. For many of you, if you know who this is, this was very intense, because you're very similar and very intense people. Some of you, you have a Scorpio in Venus, or Venus in Scorpio. Mars in Aries, or Aries and Mars, and Lilith and Scorpio as well is coming in as far as natal chart. Scorpio energy very strong. This is a very strong connection. This does feel like it can be divine counterpart or twin flame for some of you. Let's take a look at the advice going into this. Advice from Spirit going into this. The Fool. Yeah. This is a new beginning. And Spirit is saying, even if, especially if you know who this is and you've kind of connected with them, and this is kind of a restart, a new beginning, another chance, a second chance. Go into it with no expectations. Try to release the past and leave it in the past. Give them an opportunity and allow yourself to give yourself the opportunity to show up. King of Pentacles, there's a better chance here. There's more of a chance of this working out this time. There's more of a chance of this taking root and this having a better outcome, more foundations. I want to say more foundations, but sturdier foundations. But this is also saying, don't rush into anything. Take it slow. Give both of you need the opportunity to take this slow. This feels like for many of you, again, this is already somebody you know. If you don't know this person, this could be past life related. But I feel for most of you, you know who this is. Sound healing. Yeah, there's a sense of healing. It could be that you're going to go listen to music once you meet up. Could be, this is also for some of you to listen to some sound healing, singing bowls before you go on this date. Make a vision board. Some of you with this make a vision board and 9 of Cups, you've been trying to manifest this, and they've been trying to manifest you as well. Some of you are going to go on a very casual date where you're just going to you may meet up at each other's homes. Like, this feels like you know each other, and this is going to be very casual. Intuition. Trust your intuition. Some of you know who this is. I feel some of you definitely know who this is. Let's see what else we have. Grace. I graciously accept the infinite love of the universe and offer yourself and this person grace. Purification. My energy field is being cleansed of all that I do not need. This is if this is somebody that you know, this is a new beginning. Try not to bring the past into this, because I feel that if you were to start this off and kind of bring in past energies, you're going to take it right to where it left off from, and it has an opportunity to have a complete new beginning. Breakthrough. I soar into limitless love, light, and joy. And there's a breakthrough here. Yeah, there's a breakthrough in this connection. And I do feel this is, for most of you, someone you already know. Let's take a look at what we have. Sacred sensuality is what we're going to call it, so YouTube doesn't get mad at me. But yeah, some of you know who this is, and there's going to be some sexy time. Take that as it resonates. Boundaries. Yeah, if you knew who this was. And even if you don't know who this is and you're watching and you're like, I have no idea, there's no one from my past I want to connect with. It could be one of those, like, the connection is so strong, you feel like you've known each other for a very long time, and it leads to more. This feels very casual. Like, I really feel like this could be you're meeting up at someone's home, like your home or their home. For some of you, you could be traveling to meet them somewhere halfway, and you will be staying together. Only partake in sexy time if it's something that resonates with you and it's something that you want. Boundaries. Make sure that you have boundaries. Make sure that you only do things that you are comfortable with. And I don't think this person is going to push your boundaries, but I think that for some of you coming into this, that this is something from the past. There's a need to kind of go into this with clear boundaries so that you know what you're willing to put up with and not put up with. And we have God of Obstruction with Ganesha. Yeah, some of you know who this is, and there's an obstruction that's being removed. Some of you, this is a long distance thing, and you're going to be traveling. It feels like even if you don't know them from your past, you've been connecting to them, talking to them for a while before this date actually happens. Let's take a look at the messages of love and see what comes up. Longing. Someone is secretly yearning for you. This is someone you know of. Like, this could even be a secret admirer for some of you, but I feel like most of you know who this is, and it's someone you have history with. Look at this, marriage. This relationship is moving towards a sacred union. We have sacred union and sacred sensuality is what we're going to call it for YouTube purposes. I don't want my pile number twos to go into this with expectations, but there's a union here. There's a coming together here. There is possibility for more here. For most of you, like, it's not even a question of, is there going to be a second date? You know who this is, and you've kind of been on and off with this person for a while, or at the very least talking to them. You know them. You have history with them. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. This relationship deserves a second chance. For many of you. Again, this is someone you know. This is a part 2, if you will, part 3. I'm hearing part 5 for some of you. Take that as it resonates. But this is a second chance for some of you. And you're nervous. Make sure you have your boundaries in place. Again, make sure you only do things that you're comfortable with doing. Cosmic sisterhood. Patterns, yeah. This is the word that stood out to me, patterns. For some of you, you're breaking patterns, and that's the breakthrough. Foresight, Jupiter, change, needed, plan ahead, prosperity, stay focused, seek advice. With foresight and Jupiter here. This is evolving, this is changing, this is growing. Yeah, for some of you, this is a second chance. For most of you, this is a second chance. 12th house escape. Both of you have very strong 12th house placements, or like your Pisces is very strong, your Neptune is very strong. A lot of imagination, a lot of creativity here. A very strong... This could be Lilith, your natal Lilith in the 12th house, or in Pisces. A lot of creativity. For some of you, you have quite the shadow self, and that's what got in the way of this connection the first time around. Venus, love, and there's a lot of love here for some of you. Some of you have strong Taurus or Libra placements, like Taurus rising, Libra rising. Some of you have Cancer in the 4th house, Capricorn in the 4th house. Let's take a look at what angels, deities we have for this connection. Goddess Gaia, Mother Nature, the provider, the elements. Archangel Azrael, death and rebirth, absolutely. Transitions, life changes. There's a change coming here. For some of you, it's definitely time to connect with your inner goddess, regardless of your gender. And Archangel Uriel, illumination. I can never see what it says on screen. Ideas into form, and inner power. I was gonna say, why does that say lunar power? Inner power. So there's clarity coming in. For some of you, you're going to receive clarity when you go on this date. I feel this is going to be something very casual. I don't feel like it's going to be in public. I feel like it's going to be in private. Make sure that you honor yourself. This is going to, at the very least, there's going to be healing and transformation happening here. The snake is very important. I'm noticing a snake there. I keep seeing the snake. That's the Oribus, which is about never-ending cycles, right? The changes, the cycles, the continuous going, the circle, if you will. So for some of you, this is definitely not something new. Let's pick some letters. Let's see what we have here. But you can work with either 3 of these angels and goddess. Let's see what we have. Let's see what we have. Y, G, E, E. Gina for some of you. William came in really strongly. David. Jim. Janie. Let's see. D could be one as well. I'm seeing gun. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Trying to see what else I see. wine. There could be some wine definitely involved here because I feel like someone's going to need to take off the edge. There's a lot of nerves here. Speak your truth and be vulnerable. Pile number 2, let me know if you saw anything else in the comment section because I don't see much else here. Winnie? Somebody has a dog and somehow that dog is important. That's coming in. Take that as it resonates. But pile number 2, that is all I have for you. Let me know what you thought in the comment section and please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Let me know what types of videos you'd like to see next. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, that information is in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you chose the sticker with Hades and Megara, or Meg. I'm going to try to put that there. So as a reminder, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. So we're going to be looking at your next date. We're going to look at the 2 people involved in this date as far as personality. We're going to be looking at information on the date itself, feelings around the date, and we are going to be getting the physical appearance of the person you're going to be going on a date with, and we're going to close it out with some letters, initials, see what comes up. So we're going to get a lot of information here. Let's start with person number 1, and we have the polar bear with stand up for yourself and speak your truth respectfully and compassionately with no attachment to outcome. And we have the venom for person number 1. Very interesting. For person number 2, we have the octopus with practice shape-shifting by altering your physical appearance and mannerisms. And we have the siren. This is my first time pulling the siren from this deck, so interesting so far. So let's start with the person on the left here, this polar bear venom person. So this is someone who is rather outspoken, if I can speak today. And my venom polar bear person is someone who stands up for those that cannot stand up for themselves. This is someone who is not afraid to speak up when they see an injustice. This is someone who's very well in tune with their throat chakra. I do feel that this is someone who enjoys talking, communicating, expressing themselves. My venom polar bear person is also someone who has had a lot of life experience, and those life experiences haven't been the easiest. And, you know, who has had an easy life? But I do feel for my polar bear venom person, social justice and the well-being of others is very important to them. This is someone who stands up for those that are less fortunate. This is someone who feels very passionately about helping others and fairness and being able to do things in a fair way. This is someone who has a very high integrity and very high morals here. Someone who they're able to walk their talk, and that's not always the case for many people. So that's very beautiful energy to have. This is someone who can find solutions and someone who's very comfortable in the shadow aspect. I do feel the polar bear venom person is quite well in tune with their shadow. And this is, I have to be honest because I am getting that. This polar bear venom person is someone that can struggle when it comes to holding a grudge. So they can be someone that can hold on to a grudge for a while, especially if they felt that they were wronged in some way or if they felt that someone else was wronged in some way. My venom polar bear person is also very intuitive, very much connected to the spirit world, though I don't think it's in an obvious way. I don't think they would call themselves psychic or intuitive. I think that what they feel is a connection, and their ability to read people is also just their intuition and their gifts, but I don't think that they would call it or realize that they are gifts. at least not spiritual in nature. This is someone who's constantly working on themselves. I do feel this person has or has had to deal with some inner demons, and they're very strong. They're able to work through them and to transmute them as they come up. This is someone who's constantly changing and evolving, or at the very least trying. My Venom polar bear person, some of them could work in the field of psychology or have a strong interest in that field. So let's talk about our siren octopus person. This is someone who's very good at blending. And I feel that my octopus person has actually had to learn how to almost stand up for themselves, because I feel like this when this octopus siren person was growing up, they had to survive. This is someone who probably more than likely had a very difficult childhood, and because of this difficult childhood, they kind of had to shapeshift in order to survive. This is someone who's very good at blending and fitting into different circles. This is almost like a chameleon type of person here. And with the siren, this is someone who's very much connected to the divine feminine and to their sensuality. And there's almost the femme fatale side to this person, the seducer. This is my siren octopus person enjoys flirting. Now, I don't think this is someone who's going to be a flirt and who's just out there to flirt. I think there's another side to this person, but they definitely enjoy flirting. They're very good at communicating. They can almost be good at manipulating. And I say that, I don't think that this, for all of you, this person is out to manipulate anyone, but they do have that side to them where it's one of their gifts, if you will. And that's not the best gift to have if you're using it for the wrong reasons, but it's a gift that they have. This is someone who's very beautiful, very attractive. There's something about this person's aura that attracts other people. This could be someone who has a ruling sign, a ruling planet of Venus. So it could be a Taurus or Libra rising person, or they have Taurus or Libra very prominent in their natal chart. This person feels very comfortable when it's almost like their confidence spikes when they're getting attention from other people. And I'm getting, this is someone who's seen as very desirable. And I feel like that for some of them, it does bother them because people approach them for the wrong reasons. So it can be a little bit of a burden at times to be approached just because you know, people are attracted to you or people want something from you. So they kind of protect themselves. And some of what they do is that they kind of show up as a siren and they kind of show up and shapeshift, and it's self-protection. For some of my octopus siren person, if you identify as this person or whoever this is, it's almost like people have to see beyond the looks to get to know the person, and a lot of people don't put that effort in. And that definitely has taken a toll on this octopus siren person. We're going to take a look at the date in a minute, more about the date in a minute, but let's take a look at the physical appearance of this person, of the person you're going on a date with. Pile number 3. For pile number 3, the person they're going on a date with, their physical appearance. And I pulled these live just because it's easier for me, since I didn't want to glasses. I didn't want to kind of limit the choices if I had them pre-shuffled. So let's take a look. This is someone who could wear glasses. As a reminder, it's a general reading, so not all of the physical appearances may resonate with you, and that's okay. Plus size. This could be someone that is plus size. freckles, a lot of similarities to a different pile. So if you were attracted to a different pile, check it out. Tattoos, I definitely get that. Especially for this Venom person. I think the Siren can have some tattoos, but I feel like the Venom person. So it could be that my viewer is the Siren Octopus. And thin eyebrows. I'm also getting long hair, and I see plus size here, but for some of you, I'm seeing a very slim build as well. There could be some reddish hair, but I'm also seeing black, dark brown hair. So take those as it resonates. Let's take a look at the date itself. What's happening? What's going on here? 6 of Cups. 3 of Pentacles. There is a sense that for some of you, you're going to be doing some sort of community activity. I'm kind of getting like painting with a twist or something of the sort, something crafty. And Queen of Swords. For this date, there's going to be a little bit of, it's almost like you go in and the communication is fire. I feel like both of these people are very good at communicating. There's a sense of you just get one another. Both of these people have very active throat chakras. There's a feeling here of I've known this person for a while. I feel like you're going to do something that is very action oriented, whether it's like I said, like painting with a twist, something where you are making something. For some of you, you could be going to like, I don't know why I'm getting like cake decorating or like making a meal together and then eating it. But it feels very hands-on, and it feels like there's other people, and for many of you, it feels like this is going to be almost like a class environment. And it feels like something very fun. And it's not a high pressure date where you're kind of sitting and having to talk like throughout dinner, or it's not where you're going to a movie and just watching a movie and you can't talk. There's a lot of talking here, but there's also doing. And there's other people around as well. So it feels like for many of you, it is going to be a class. Let's take a look at the feelings that are going to be in this date. Hanged Man. Some of you are not going to be very sure at first. 3 of Pentacles again. There's a sense of friendship here, a sense of comfort with this person. 5 of Cups. We'll talk about that in a minute. And 9 of Pentacles. All right. I have to be honest, my pile number 3s, for some of you, I'm getting 2 messages here, like 2 distinct messages within this pile. For some of you, you are going to realize that you're not quite ready to date, or that this is not the right person for you. And you're going to kind of go on your way and realize that for right now, you're better off alone. You're better off in this Queen of Swords energy, that this could be a friend, but it doesn't feel, for some of you, if you're resonating with this part of the message, that this is something that you want to pursue long term. And we'll see at the rest of the cards here. For others of you, there's a sense of you want to take this slow, and this is going to be more of a friendship. And there is a sense of this is someone different than what you are used to, and they're not going to be what you expected them to be. But I do feel for quite a few of you, there's this sense of right now, I think I'm better off alone, and I'm kind of doing my own thing and taking care of my money, taking care of my career, taking care of whatever it is that my focus is on at this point. I don't necessarily know that I want to date. Because for some of you, you're still recovering from a past breakup, a past loss. Let's take a look at the advice going into the date. This is the only pile that received 3 advice cards. The Devil, Temperance, very interesting, all majors so far, and 2 of Wands. Yeah, for some of you, this is going to be a fun date, but I don't think you're going to keep going with this, because some of you are kind of just out to have a good time, and that's perfectly okay. Or you're going to realize that, yes, I had a good time on this date, but this is not my person. Out of all 3 piles, this was the only pile where it's Meg and Hades, but they don't end up together. I just noticed that. I don't look at the cards before I place the stickers, but I do it randomly. But so far, the sticker has matched the message. So very interesting there. I do think this has the opportunity for to be a friendship. I don't think there's going to be like the instant connection. I know this person is the one, or I know I want to go on a second date with them. It feels like there is a connection as far as a friendship, as far as I enjoy the time, but there's some doubts, and I think the doubts are going to be more on my viewer and you kind of being in a place where you may not be fully ready to commit. You may still be in an energy of having fun, of exploring, of keeping your options open. Let's take a look at what we have here. Create art. Yeah, for some of you, it's almost like you're kind of doing your own thing and you're enjoying that. Take a walk. You could go out for a walk on this date as well. But I feel like it's something with where you're moving and doing. I mean, a walk would be moving, but I feel like there's other people around unless you're going for like a group hike. Alone time, yeah. For my pile number 3s, for many of you, I don't think this is going to be, this next date that you go on is going to lead to anything long term. Or I don't think that it's going to be someone that you really click with, because we have the 9 of Pentacles, which is all about independence. We have the Queen of Swords, and we have alone time. For some of you, it's almost a realization, I'm not fully ready to date, or I'm going to continue to play the field until I find someone who's a better fit. Because with the Siren and the Venom here, it feels like a little bit of opposites. Let's take a look at what else we have. Impeccability, impeccable, right? I am impeccable in my thought, word, and deed. Love, I am wonderful. I receive and give love always, today and always. Sanctuary, I am divinely guided and, if I can speak, I am divinely guided gently and lovingly. For some of you, you're still in a state of sanctuary and you're learning how to love yourself more. I know that some of you are not going to like this message, but I have to be honest and give you what I see. Is that to say that there's not another date after this one that could be the one? Absolutely. There can absolutely be someone else, but I don't feel like this specific person that this date is with that's coming up is the right person. And I feel like going into this, you kind of have the feeling. Like even if you don't know this person yet, it's going to be a date that you're like, well, you know, I may go on this date just to kind of get it out, but there's not that sense of hope or of I know this could be something more. God of Transformation with Osiris. Karma, yeah, this is some karmic, something that needs to be cleared. Karma, karma, if I can speak. Mercury retrograde is not being kind to me, and I typically am not the best communicator, but there's karma here that's being cleared. I don't think that for many of you there's going to be a second date. I do think this could be a friend, but I don't think this is going to be very romantic. It feels like for some of you there's a past life connection here. God of Protection with Anubis. And you are protected. I don't feel like anything bad or dangerous is happening. It just doesn't feel like it's going to be worth exploring. And I feel like for some of you, it just comes down to you are in a place of just taking care of yourself and not necessarily looking for connection. Let's see what we have. Vulnerability. You can be completely open with this person. I think for some of you, this is going to be an opportunity to start to put yourself out there, because I don't feel you've been putting yourself out there a lot. And this is kind of a practice run where you can be vulnerable, you can be open, and you can just be present in the moment. Some of you have dated in the past looking towards the future. And in this date, it's going to be the opportunity to be fully present and to do something that's out of the norm for you, because we have the 2 of Wands, which is coming out of a comfort zone, dating someone who's different from the usual. Passion, try something you've never done before. Yeah. For many of you, you're definitely trying something you've never done before. You're dating a new type of person. And it's helping you step out of that comfort zone and step out of the routine, the ritual. Intuition, you already know the answer that you seek. I'm telling you, for some of you, you're kind of going on this date or engaging with this person, but you're going to know deep down that this is like going to be fun. It's going to be something new, but you know this is not necessarily your person. And that there's probably differences here that doesn't make it possible for this to be your person. Divine intervention, trusting the universe is needed. Wait, more is happening behind the scenes. Yeah. I think this is saying there's some more alone time before you meet someone that's more long-term for many of you. And for some of you, it could be that this has a better chance down the road. Limpia, which is cleanse, manifestation, purification, take back your power. Some of you, you're putting yourselves out there again. And again, this is more like a practice run. This is like you knowing that you want to go on a date and trying to open yourself up to different types of people than the ones that you've dated in the past. And having a good time in the moment and opening yourself up to that possibility. Let's look at what we have astrology-wise. Leo, I will. This is about confidence. Getting out there, having the confidence to put yourself out there, showing up and being vulnerable, showing up and being yourself. Virgo, I analyze. For some of you, there's a sense of over-analyzing. Some of you are afraid to connect. And because you are afraid to connect, some of you put on a front. Some of you nitpick, and I say this respectfully and lovingly. Some of you are in this Queen of Swords energy. You're not trying to let anyone get close. And we had some other stuff down here. Yeah, we had that Nine of Pentacles and alone time come up. Some of you are still needing some more time before you fully put yourself out there. So this next date, I don't think either person is fully open to something. I feel like both people may be going through the motions a bit. Let's see what deities, angels we have here. Archangel Christiel, higher consciousness, light, Christ light. I am not familiar with this archangel at all. I highly suggest looking them up. Goddess Lakshmi, prosperity, beauty, fortune. For some of you, this is an opportunity for you to connect to your inner beauty, to your outer beauty, to kind of get comfortable again with the process and have a good time getting to know someone. I'm not saying that for this pile, there are no second dates, but I don't think it's going to be as clear for some of you. And I do think for a few of you, this is definitely going to be a no once and done. And Archangel Jophiel, joy, inspiration, and radiance. Again, giving you the opportunity to get out there, to have fun, to be present in the present moment. There's definitely, it's almost like there's definitely a purpose to you going on this date, though. I do want to say that. So I don't want anyone, if you know who this is and you have a date plan, if you didn't feel like canceling before, I don't feel like you should, because there's definitely something to be gained from this. Let's see what we have. First time we see the Q today. So we have Q, E, R, E again, O, R, Ricky, Vic. I don't know why I got Vic, because I don't see the rest of them. Yeah, some of you definitely need to go on this date, and it's going to help you kind of break free. I'm not getting anything. Let's see. Let's pick a few more. Pile number 3. C. Violet is coming in. N, A, R. A lot of R's. Some of you are going to be wearing red lipstick if you wear lipstick. C. Let's see. I'm definitely seeing Violet, violin, Ned, Carl. I don't know where I am getting Carl because I don't see. Oh, there is an A. Carl. Lonely. For some reason, I'm getting lonely from that. Yeah, I definitely would encourage you to put yourself out there more and at least give it a try, because I feel like there's going to be realizations that come in through you going on this date pile number 3. Let me know if you see anything else in the comment section, because I don't see much, and I'm sure once I rewatch this, I'm going to see so much more. That's how that usually goes. But pile number 3, that is all I have for you. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you'd like to book a personal reading, that information is in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now.